The ADDIE model originated in the military. In the 1970s, the Educational Technology Research Center at Florida State University designed and developed a training model for the United States Army. This model was later widely applied in instructional training and curriculum development. The name ADDIE comes from the initials of the 5 stages in its design process: analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. This model provides instructional designers and training developers with a framework for creating effective training and instructional materials. What exactly needs to be done in these 5 stages? Let's take a closer look. As the initial stage in the ADDIE instructional design process, the analysis phase focuses on identifying educational objectives and learning needs. It aims to uncover potential causes of underachievement and suggest effective solutions. The main steps in this phase include identifying the need, what problem is to be solved using instruction, analyzing objectives, determining the cognitive, affective, and motor skills objectives, identifying skills, understanding the skills expected of beginners and those that will impact learning, time analysis, estimating the available time and what can be achieved, conducting situational or resource analysis. Some scholars suggest this step for further understanding. The design phase builds upon preliminary analysis and aims to identify learning objectives and develop teaching strategies. The main steps include convert course objectives into performance-based outcomes and major course or unit objectives. Determine instructional topics or units and allocate time for each. Arrange units based on course objectives. Enrich instructional units to meet the main objectives of each unit. Determine lessons and learning activities for each unit. Develop specific criteria for assessing student learning. The development phase focuses on creating and testing the various learning resources needed throughout the instructional process. The main steps include identifying the types of learning activities and materials, preparing learning materials and designing learning activities, trialing materials and activities with the intended audience, revising, refining, and producing materials and arranging learning activities, developing teacher training or additional materials. The implementation phase involves preparing the learning environment and facilitating student participation to help them build new knowledge and skills. The main steps in this phase include purchasing materials for use by teachers or students, providing help and support where necessary. The evaluation stage involves providing feedback on the entire learning process and its effectiveness. Through instructional evaluation, teachers can adjust teaching content and methods to improve outcomes. This includes formative and summative evaluation. Specific steps include implementing the student evaluation plan, implementing the teaching evaluation plan, implementing the textbook maintenance and revision plan. The ADDIE model is widely used in various teaching, training, and curriculum development fields. It is one of the most popular frameworks for guiding computer-assisted language learning instructional design. In medical training, the Center for Practice Innovations (CPI) at Columbia Psychiatry and the New York State Psychiatric Institute use the ADDIE model to develop online training strategies for evidence-based practices to disseminate the community-supported employment behavioral health treatment program in New York State. In educational products, researchers developed an instructional video game called Kes Sesi for young children based on the ADDIE model with high learning autonomy among the children. The ADDIE model has also been applied to various teaching forms, such as developing a flipped classroom for an information technology course in higher education and incorporating best practices into an online information literacy course to increase student engagement. The widespread use of the ADDIE model further demonstrates its validity and reliability as an instructional design tool. Next, let's look at a specific innovative case using the ADDIE model. Yu et al., a research team from the National Yangming Jiaotong University, developed an intelligent interactive system for learning coffee making, leveraging both the ADDIE model and a head-mounted display HMDVR device. Since pour-over coffee brewing is complex and challenging for learners, this system integrates intelligent systems and HMDVR to monitor students' behavior while learning hand-brewed coffee techniques. It provides intelligent feedback to correct behaviors and analyze learning performance. The ultimate goal is to enhance learners' understanding of hand-brewed coffee through self-directed learning. The research team designed the Smart VR interactive system by sequentially moving through the ADDIE model phases, gaining recommendations for future revisions. In the analysis phase, the research team investigated learners' experiences with head-mounted VR and coffee brewing, their prior knowledge of hand-brewed coffee, and their expectations for the learning content. The analysis revealed that the learning content needed to be suitable for novices, positioning the course as an introductory course. In the design phase, the research team consulted with experts to create the teaching content for hand-brewed coffee, the instructional materials, and the feedback mechanism for the interactive system. For example, the steps of hand-brewed coffee brewing were divided into 8 units, providing intelligent feedback and assessment to help learners correct errors. In the development phase, the research team developed the intelligent VR interactive system and identified the interaction mechanism between learners and the system. During the implementation phase, the research team collected quantitative and qualitative data to evaluate the system, including prior knowledge tests, achievement tests, and an open-ended questionnaire. In the evaluation phase, the research team analyzed the learners' learning outcomes using t-tests, which showed significant improvement in learning performance. This indicates that the intelligent VR interactive system effectively enhances learners' knowledge of hand-brewed coffee brewing. The research team also collected learners' suggestions for system optimization, such as issues with font display, lack of intelligent feedback in some areas, and discrepancies between the virtual space and the real world.